All right, so we are going to click into our practice folder. This is the shape that we're going to be making, shape 38, or day 38, shape A. So we're going to create a document. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to just come straight to our top view and we're going to sketch our first shape. So we're going to sketch, click on our sketch, and then on our plane. We're going to choose a center point rectangle. So I'm going to click and drag out. I want it about 3. It doesn't get me there perfectly, so I'm going to come to my dimensions. Click on my side, that will be 3. Click on the side, drag out, click, 3, enter. Okay, so I have a 3 by 3 square and I'm going to click check mark. Okay, so right now I can see that I have 1 square on my top plane. Right now I'm going to hide the front and the right plane. What I want to do is put a plane above this one, okay? So I'm going to click on my top plane and I'm going to hit Control click and I'm going to choose offset plane. Okay, so I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to click on my plane. So notice I did not click on my shape. I clicked on my plane and then I clicked Control click, both of those at the same time. Then I have the option to offset plane. So when I do that, I notice that it places a plane above it. It's floating above the top plane, okay? They don't intersect, okay? So if I want it above it, I leave it that way. If I want it to go the opposite way, I click this little arrow and it'll go below it instead. But for this, I want it above, so I'm going to keep it above. And then you can either take this arrow and pull up, or you can click over here and change the offset distance to 2 inches. Okay, check mark, the plane is there where I want it to be. All right, so I have 2 planes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a different shape on this plane. So I'm going to come over to sketch and I'm going to choose plane 1. So I'm going to click on plane 1. But now I'm going to come over here and click on top so I can see it straight on. I can still see my shape below, but I'm sketching above it. So I'm going to choose center point circle. I'm going to start at my origin and I'm going to pull my circle out till it's about the same size of my square. I'm going to click and then I'm going to say okay. So now when I look at this, I see that I have a square floating below a circle. All right, now I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to click on plane 1, hit Control, click, offset plane, and remember I can either arrow up or we can just click how far we want it away, 2 inches. Check mark. So now I have 3 planes, excuse me, floating on top of each other. All right, so I'm going to choose my top plane to sketch on. So you can either click on the plane you want before and then click sketch, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. Click on my view cube to top, and from here I'm going to do an inscribed polygon. So I'm going to click and drag out, kind of turn how I want my shape. I'm going to make my circle about the same size. The inside circle, the dashed circle, the light blue one, the same size as my other circle. And I'm going to click. Now, if I go towards the center, my shape has less sides. If I pull away, my shape has more sides. So I'm going to go in towards and I'm going to stop at 6. I want 6 sides, so I want a hexagon. So I'm going to click and that's going to give me my hexagon. I'm going to hit check mark. And now when I look at this, I have 3 shapes floating on top of each other. I'm going to hide my planes so I only see the shapes floating on top of each other. So if I go to isometric, I can see I got 3 shapes flipping, chilling on top of each other. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this loft tool. So it's going to extrude, but it's going to extrude to a different shape, okay? So when I click on loft, I need to choose my profiles. So I'm going to choose the actual square, the lines around the square, and then when I click on my circle, you can see that it turns from a square and comes into a circle. Then I'm going to come up and pick on my hexagon, and I'm going to hit check mark. I can look around and see how my shape has moved, how it is connected. It is beautiful. It is amazing. I'm going to go to isometric, screenshot, and attach it. I do want to show you guys what can happen if we do it incorrectly. Okay, so if you were to click the center point of the rectangle and then choose the circle, it would make this cone shape, okay? Because it's extruding to just that point. Another mistake that could happen, instead of like actually clicking on the square, that's one of the, so don't click on the center point, click on the actual square. Another thing that could happen is if you choose to click on one of the corners instead of the side. If I click on one of the corners, please let me move around, we get that weird kind of shape that's happening, okay? So those might be the things that would happen if you did it incorrectly, okay? So just make sure to click on the outside of the shapes and just their sides. For shape B, I want you to make up your own. I want you to do 3 planes with 3 different shapes. Do whatever you like in whatever order. You can connect it, loft it, whichever way you choose. But just make sure to attach that to Google Classroom as well. So you have shape A that I just did, and shape B, shape B, your own creation. All right, guys, hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.